Years being on the receiving end, the belt is in my hands. And here we go. SKT banning away the Shen first and foremost over on the blue side.
See where the respect is paid. Hanwha Life's Tahm Kench ban was very curious in game number 1, given that so far only defeated is efforts 0 and 4 Tahm Kench. Maybe ditch that one, Hanwha, as SKT, if they have the Swain open, I imagine they will also flex pick the Swain at first pick.
We'll see as this continues to develop. Kindred going to be banned away by SK Telecom. So maybe looking for a bit more of a standard jungler for them. Maybe the Sejuani take it at first pick.
Songwan's already shown he's happy to first pick it, or early rotation the Kindred, so I like the ban put in there. We'll take the standard Nocturne answering ban. Blank got to play Nocturne at Rift Rivals and looked good on it. SKT will probably have to first pick Swain if they want to deal with it. They could also ban on blue side if they wanted, but Talia is also open to be considered. Talia, Galio, the Zoe, all to be considered. We see the Zoe banned, though. Means that Faker probably doesn't want to play Galio. It's a pretty comfortable matchup for the Galio.
Taking that one away. Hanwha Life, final ban. Where do they want to go?
Ban the Sejuani if they see a Kindred and Nocturne ban. But it could just be Sejuani versus Trundle that we were spared in our first series. Talia is going to be banned. So it could be first pick jungle or first pick Swain. We already talked about the Swain. It will be first pick just like it was in game number 1 by Hanwha Life.
All right, take it away. Let's see if that's going to be for Faker, or maybe even for Bang down on the bottom side. Could go top as well, you never know. Big flex pick potential with that Swain. Morgana's up, as is Pyke.
More of an SKT duo than it is a Hanwha Life duo, but Key has been great on playmakers. He got the last pick on red side when we saw Hanwha Life play KT in the last series and played the Nami with the triple kill. So we'll wait and see if he's going to be on Morgana duty. Very, very possible for Key, who's currently 3-0 Morgana. We saw the Camille Galio be threatened by SKT. The Camille ban eventually came out. See a bit of smile on the face of Songwan. Looks like it's going to be a takeaway pick on the Sejuani.
Yeah, they showed for a moment, but will just be the Sejuani locked up here. SKT could try to just go for the Trundle. We saw that banned away in the second round of the draft in game 1.
Could just go Camille Galio if they just want to return to what works. But because of the Zoe ban, I don't feel like it's going to be a Galio game here. And it would end the flex of the Swain a bit earlier. Tal played at top side, so the three-way flex for now is on as, oh boy.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Yasuo going to be making it through. Saw it banned away a couple times in our first series. Now it's going to be locked in for SK Telecom.
Likely to be a mid lane pick for Faker. Draws a lot of respect for his Yasuo. Not necessarily guaranteed just yet. And there is the Trundle, aforementioned. Kind of strange that didn't just lock it in for Faker at his pick. And maybe this is why. Another way to get knockups for the Yasuo is, of course, the Kidnap. Multiple different ways that Zac can launch people into the air. Nice little synergy between those two, and it's a return to this Zac versus Sejuani duel.
All right, we were talking about this one earlier. Long-time pick for Blank, one of his favorites. Now going to be bringing it back out right after we had just seen Tarzan play it twice in a row in the first series. We'll be back to basics here for Hanwha Life as far as the bot lane is concerned. Ezreal going to be locked in, likely having that Morgana going along with it as a support.
What Hanwha Life want to set up in the bans. At this present juncture, Mundo and Daria still available, and setting up maybe a good scenario for the Mundo is a possibility in the second round. Looking for solo lanes at Hanwha Life. Don't really know what to make of SKT. My first thought would be Yasuo mid and the Swain for Bang, but of course there is a lot of flexibility there.
Pyke banned away. No Shen. So Effort going to have to show us something new for this series at least.
What if Hanwha Life will just ban away Rakan as their second ban, as Xayah and Rakan are both available.
That's true.
The Rakan ban as another facilitator for the Yasuo might be well considered for Hanwha Life.
They're not going to ban it. Yeah, already have the Morgana, you would think, to fit into the support role, so likely going to have to take that one away.
Already banned Pyke, so seems like a slam dunk, but they'll ban the Tahm Kench against Effort again. It's a very low-value Tom Kench game when you have Swain, Yasuo, and Zac, who don't really need the single-target disengage, so I disagree with that read by the Hanwha Life coaching staff. Coach Bengi with his second ban here. They banned away Mundo, so definitely is screaming. So he banned away Darius, so it is screaming Mundo as a LeBlanc ban will come out.
Okay.
Old favorite of Lava's from solo queue.
That one off the board. Hanwha, what do you do here? Kind of in a pickle because of that Rakan still being on the table. Mundo.
It seems pretty free because the Darius has been banned away, but there's other picks you can take into the Mundo. The AP or 80 Cannon, that's been one we've seen pretty frequently. The Gnar is a pick we saw come out from Sword that could definitely be played as well, and another way to knock people up. So the choice is, only one so far that hasn't had a lot of value has been the Camille, but even that, if you get ahead, can do a lot of work.
Okay, so show on the Varus for the moment, now flipping over to support, maybe just the Braum, locked in for effort.
It'll be a farm lane, top lane Swain if they want it, but to me that'd be a bit curious. Waiting to see what Tal wants to do. Will he just be on Swain duty? And maybe we're just going to see a utility choice for Bang. They flip onto the Lulu, they're playing through a lot of different options. Seems like Tal will be on the Swain. He got the solo kill onto Duke in the SKT IG match. Very different matchup here. Much harder to do against Mundo, who's definitely going to be pretty stoked about building a Spirit Visage.
Yeah. Varus, though, Chain of Corruption coming through. A lot of lockdown. Allow for big knockups to come through from the Zac. But now, we look for mid lane. Maybe it's
pretty
going to be
matchup.
AD versus AD.
We're going to get it.
We see the Talon. Yep, it's going to be locked in for Lava. We get the Spike Talon in the mid.
Talon versus Yasuo reminds me of the old Talon versus Jace battles we had many moons ago at a couple of worlds in a row. Lava's going to take the smite. He's going to try to talisman down the Raptors and really attack the Zac if he can. Zac falls low in the jungle. Won't go down to camps because of his passive, but does fall low. Can Lava make this pick work? Because most of the Talon play we've seen has certainly been up and down. Yukal had a real bad luck Charlie Brown game with all the Zonias that can come through. Could definitely be a Zonias here and a lot of hard to kill people. But in the mid lane, those trades against the Yasuo can be very good for the Talon.
Yeah, might have to wait and see if Pawn's going to bring that one back out. Very old school Talon player, but Draft comes back through. Not going to be, the Karthus Smite shenanigans. But Faker is back over onto the Yasuo. Tall with this Swain. Meanwhile, Standard in the bottom side. The Varus Braum coming out for Bang and effort. He's going to be looking to lock everybody down. Glacial Fissure there for the last breath knockups as well. Hanwha Life. They need Lava to play this Talon to a T. No pun intended with that. But if he can get ahead, if he can be oppressive to Blank in the jungle, SKT might not be able to get off the ground.
All about patrolling those side lanes as the game goes on. Always excited to see the Talon. This is very new school. A lot of Smite Talon, a lot of Smite Aatrox in solo queue. The counter pick in the bot side was achieved by flexing the Swain top side for an easy farm lane for the Mundo. Let's see how the Varus Braum goes for SKT.
Well, SKT able to take game one in convincing fashion off the back of Tal's Darius. Now he's on the Swain. We got a Yasuo in the mix. Let's see if they can close this out with a 2-0 for their first match on 8.13 or Hanwha. I think this is game 3.
A lot of fighting going on. Got to really patrol for the Raptor start. Whenever you're facing a Smite mid laner, Aatrox or Talon. We'll get vision on the enemy Raptors.
SKT fighting there.
Songwon waiting to see if any vision is spotted here onto the Raptors. And there is the ward. No sweeper start. You might consider starting sweeper to clear a ward like that, but won't see it here. Answering vision on the bot side. Feels like we've rolled around the level 1 metas again and now seeing deep wards being exchanged on both sides. Here is Blank's LCK totals, not including Worlds or any international events, 6-2. Wearing his own skin, so wearing it proudly.
I would hope so. Never want to wear somebody else's skin.
I don't know, a pelt when you kill someone is pretty good there.
Maybe if it's a beast?
Yeah, usually a beast.
Okay.
Someone was probably the wrong word to use. But Blank's still looking to be a confirmed killer here at Kilios.
Yes.
He'd love to wear some pelts. We do
Oh,
see
we'll see if
Lava
he can, get
anyway. Start on the Raptors here.
Yep.
With the Talisman, you're doing damage to a lot of different Raptors. You don't actually lose health. That's the mechanic. When you do damage to the many Raptors, you get health regen from each. That's why he comes to lane very happily at level 2.
Bang. Gonna have to be quick with his footwork here. Dodge around the poke coming out of Songyun as well as these bindings from Key. Take a hell of a beating if he gets locked down. Effort will have the Unbreakable to try to mitigate some of that damage, but can only do so much.
He's going to be there.
Pretty slow and steady in the bot.
Yeah, Key's going to be there to help the pushing, but won't really have too much role, especially at level 1. Lava going to have a significant experience lead in the early game because of the instant level 2, the Talisman and Smite are picked to get.
Rotating over.
Oh, double Raptors, almost like a double Scuttle Dream if you're going mid lane Smite.
Well, Faker rotating over to try to interrupt this. Denies 3 of the Raptors away from him.
No chase pressure because of the ability to Assassin's Path over the wall. In fact, he didn't have Assassin's Path, so I guess there was some collapse, but Faker would not have known about the fact that at level 3 it was 2 points rate. Thanks, Observer, for making my point very quickly moot. Hanwha has the ability with the win wall to set up some trades that he can win pretty significantly and also frustrate when it comes to cannon minions. So for now, at least, Faker, despite being in a level discrepancy controlling the wave.
He usually does that. Got a big history of controlling the wave.
True. His best qualities as a mid laner has been purely around how he can toggle aggression and passivity in mid lane as the team needs.
Think back to him versus, I believe it was Maple when he was playing the Cassiopeia and just stopped him from getting any CS for the longest time.
Ended up nerfing that interaction to make the level 1 a little bit less oppressive from the Cassio. But yes, that was MSI last year in Brazil. An effort should have a lot of trading options here. Varus outtrades the Ezreal pretty heartedly. It is a lethal tempo. Lethal tempo Varus coming through, so not the Arcane Comet build that we saw Prey kind of halve the distance between Mana Moon and the lethality build we saw come through from Pilot and a more traditional build. Seemed a bit all over the place. This one's going to be a Blade the Ruin King build, you'd have to imagine.
Yeah, probably a bit more standard. Bang already playing around with some interesting stuff in the game, in the first game, so now just going to go back to basics with the Varus. That he's going to be very well first on. As Faker still commanding the wave, just going to be pushing this in underneath the tower. He's 1 CS up.
The dream. Definitely more lane CS, but the jungle camps have allowed Lava to stay competitive. He's low on mana, so Faker's feeling so confident to walk up.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a lot of defensive coverage, but he's Faker. He has the global taunt, so he knows exactly what he's doing.
And Songwon hovering nearby. Ward goes over the wall, though. Will spot him out by the Raptors. So now knows that he's aware, has that defensive coverage that you're talking about. Keeping himself safe here in the mid lane. As Lava just keeps taking a little bit of poke here and there. He'll go back to base. We'll see where he wants to go with the build to start things off.
SKT have had a different read on the power level of Braum to basically any other team. At the start of the season, we only saw it in Funnel, and that's pretty common around the world. But Wolf had a great game on the Braum at Rift Rivals. Now seeing Effort jump onto it as well. Chasing onto Lava.
Yeah, going to get locked down here. Thunderong going to go low, flash away from Dahl, keeps himself safe right as that Arctic Assault comes in. He'll go back to base as the TP to rejoin.
And Lava on the mine, but yes, it was Tal, like you mentioned. Nice little pathing here from the Zac from behind.
Coming from behind, flash away immediately from Key. The grab not going to connect. Songyun able to jump away with the Arcane Shift. Effort just going to be blocking here with the Unbreakable. Otherwise, one flash down for a leap in.
Do like the attempt there. Sort of gank angles that Rek'Sai and Zac players know all about, Shaco players in the past. They continues to just punish around the mid lane. Tiamat picked up by the Talon, helps with his wave clear and ability to shove and roam, but so far we've seen no real aggressive moves towards the enemy jungle from Lava outside of that one trip to the Raptors.
It's a bit of a trade back and forth here in the mid. Faker not taking too much damage as the passive shield coming in. It's going to be continuously harassing Lava as best as he can underneath this tower. Not a couple CS away from him. But Lava's still going to be keeping up quite nicely. If he can get on top of somebody like Bang, who is very immobile, you could see that Varus get popped.
Waiting to see Lava get really the control wards around mid lane he needs to make any sort of surprising invades. Zach's had a very free farming phase, but Sejuani not the sort of jungle pick to punish him.
Had they gone for the Camille, the Roman, from that and the Talon, who could be there in an instant just jumping over the walls, would have made Blank just tiptoeing everywhere.
And it's just a free farm lane for Faker. We've already talked about how the Zac is a great initiator for the Last Breath, the Braum ultimate as well. So a lot of knock-up synergy for Faker to have a big performance, even though he doesn't have a Morgana or another utility champion to really allow him to pop off in fights. They were considering the Lulu to just make it all about Faker, but instead Bang something as a secondary carry here. I imagine that Faker will still be the big MVP when we hit the team fighting phase.
If they can come up with the victories in those team fights. Otherwise, might just have egg on his face.
True.
See what they can do. Has some self-reliance, of course, with his knockups, but it's going to be looking and expecting a bit from Blank and effort. But for now, just going to be steady as she goes. Another visitation up towards the top side. Ward in the river this time for Tall, so Will spots on one coming in. Gets slowed up. Go ahead, pop the ultimate, and now it's going to be Blank joining in the fray with the TP coming in from the bot side. Bang looking to arrive. He's level 6, has that Chain of Corruption, and Faker rotates first. Linderong trying to charge down the river, and you can see Lava's not even coming over to help him. Kind of just acknowledge that the Mundo is going to be dead. That's first blood, hand delivered over to Faker with the Yasuo.
With the teleport, no way out for the Mundo. His turret was under threat. Lava trying to counter roam to bot side, but it's a very predictable play.
It's nearby. Pushes into that side of the jungle, could get popped. Seems like he's going to be fine. We're just going to be over the wall, and the turret here in the meantime doesn't take that much damage, so were there troubles for using that TP? Bang, still going to be quite all right to keep up pretty close as far as the CS is concerned.
Roam timing was pretty clean. Songyun had no ability to get there, so he's going to be able to impact the fight. Picked up by the side of SKT. First roam from Lava that we see doesn't lead to much. So waiting to be convinced about this version of the Smite Talon play. It really is about how you can use the advantage it gives you. The fast clear, the ability to contest camps. So far there's been no contest on Blank whatsoever.
Yep.
And it was nice pathing from Blank to predict the counter gank and be in position.
Blank just going to be catching the wave here in mid. So spot Lava clearing out the control ward in the river. So no ambiguity. They know exactly where he's at. Cheats up towards the top side for a moment before backing back down. Faker's going to be on a rotation here into the mid lane, or into the top lane, sorry.
He's going straight from base to the top side.
Blast going over the wall, sees Linderong.
It's on a scouting mission. Interesting one there from Faker, but no real punishment. Lava takes the invitation to contest the Raptors. Pile on a lot of experience, has a decent experience lead, probably about a full level over Faker, but it's only really been Raptors he's been contesting. Hasn't been able to make the roams. He has Tiamat, which you buy to clear out the wave faster, and also the boots mobility for the roam, but right now it seems that the only prize that Hanwha Life will pick up in the first 10 minutes should be the first mountain trip.
Go ahead and net this for themselves. Vision all around, control ward there towards the backside of the pit. Blank coming nearby. He's going to jump in there, but too late. Might have to hop out. Now maybe going in. We'll go ahead, try to turn this one around. Misses the hit in onto Songwon, which means that Faker's not going to have a last breath set up for him. Was just waiting for the collapse to come in, but the rest of SKT couldn't really get there in time, and he misses that knockup.
Rotate. I was going to rotate first, is what Faker would have told him, but even with that reality, unable to set up and knock up his Blank. Then try again.
No Yasuo nearby this time. That's going to be the flash forward, looking for the kidnap. Does not have it. Forces the flash out of Songyun.
Trades the flashes in a lane they were already controlling, and now they'll get some turret damage as well. Yasuo walking up.
Yeah, Faker wrapping around from the backside, clearing out the control ward while the rest of SKT tries to shove Hanwha Life away from the tower. True Shot Barrage will clear out the majority of these minions. Well, they chunk it down to about half HP. A smattering of damage here, the prize for SK Telecom, but Hanwha have that Mountain Drake to their name, and otherwise just lose the flash on the Ezreal.
Hanwha can fully disengage. Faker, again, patrols his way to mid lane, very competitive in CS, and all Lava's doing is popping over walls. No stopwatch onto the Swain. Does make him a pretty tasty target. It's Blank.
Oh, yeah, Smite coming down, but Songwon going to be able to take away that Scuttle Crab. Lava now up top, jumping over the wall, gonna be looking for Tall. He flashes away, the rate comes down as does the Shadow Assault. Like you said, there's no stopwatch, which means that he will not be making it out of here alive. He will fall.
Another Resolve Tree Swain means that there is gonna be no stopwatch to be able to be piloted there. Don't know about Resolve Tree against Mundo, but it's not an easy lane for Swain, so you can kind of understand why he went into Resolve. Rite of Ages may be completed, but it's the roam up from the Talon. They're not going to try and finish the turret. That timer is, I believe, the same duration at this point in the game because we are past the level 7 mark for the Swain. Abandon the turret. They back. I guess Linderung really needs to get his purchase off.
Goes ahead, heads back. That's going to be the Spirit Visage coming through for the Mundo. Push into the wave here in mid. Faker allow the minions to get a little bit of damage, but not going to be overstaying. Doesn't want to get in the melee range of that tower. He'll try to take it down himself, so not going to be that consequential of damage. Just going to be Lava missing out on some minions.
Tal just returns to top, probably just telling his team, can't do much against the Mundo. We need to make the team fights work. Should be worth noting the Mundo should be able to run at Bang and trivialize him in most of the fights. And does have a discrete role. We've seen a lot of Mundo versus Swain comps where Mundo has no one to run at. Speaking of the Mundo, yeah, they're trying to make it happen against Tal. This time no flash on the Swain, but Tal's top lane senses have been improving as he's become more and more seasoned as a player. He has no reason to walk up, so just will fully disengage from the top side.
Pulling all the way back. He has the control ward in behind him, so he knows that he's not getting roamed on from that direction. It's just going to have to be parked in underneath of that tower. Try to stay alive in case any more dives come through. In the meantime, effort pushing down towards the bottom. There's out the ward, now jumping in. Blank going to be looking for Songyun. Gets the grab, but now they have to retreat. 4 members of Hanwha Life collapsing in. Blank tries to jump away with the kidnap. He's going to get locked down. We'll have that passive popped, and SKT just have to watch him die.
Faker abandoned it very early. You see the clear call from SKT was nothing we can do. Back away. They really wanted the turret. Just too aggressively to Blank go in. His flash was down. The ultimate doesn't find any value. Hasn't been able to set up any knockups yet, crucially, for Faker. It means that bot lane turret will live longer. Doesn't mean that farm will safely go on to Songyun even after Morgana roams that SKT was desperately trying to deny.
1,500 gold up right now is Hanwha Life. Faker trying to deny a lot of that away.
Mission control still in the lead for SKT bot side. It is a matter of time until that turret goes down.
The roam up top. This is going to be Lava getting spotted out, and should just be the turret falling for free. Tal realizing that he cannot stick around, try to contest that. Still doesn't have a stopwatch. So first brick just going to be going over to Hanwha Life.
Solo gold to Linderung as well to launch him towards a second item, likely to be the Warmogs. Big tempo advantage gained. If they had successfully corralled Ezreal away in the bot side, it would have been first brick to the side of SKT, but they botched the execution. Talon makes an easy roam top side. I'm not really concerned about going for a turret dive, just getting that first turret gold. The Hanwha Life profit off the misplay by Blank.
Well, a good look for Hanwha, but would have said the same around this point in game number 1. Then things spiraled out of control. We'll have to see. We just have to wait for a big team fight here to see if Faker can try to make something happen. Move up. Just going to be assisted here by him. Hands it off to Tal. Goes back over to mid. And we continue the farm fest.
That's what the second item is here from Faker. BF Sword likely to start, but Guardian Angel, Sterix, and Infinity Edge have situationally been the second items on the Yasuo. He's had a good start, and I think a lot of the damage load, damage burden on the side of SKT is with him. Always a lot of options here when you're playing the Yasuo. Maybe Trinity Force from Songyun this time. I think a lot of players would have considered going the S1 Gauntlet that we saw in our first series from Viper against the Yasuo, but very much about hitting your item spikes here at Hanwha Life.
Slow and steady, trying to win the race here. Hanwha, they know that they have a slight little lead. Just don't want to give any setup opportunities for that Yasuo to pop off, so just keep playing back. Mountain Drake coming up, however, maybe the staging grounds for a team fight, depending on how much SK Telecom want to fight over it.
SKT are just frustrated because 3 minutes ago they should have had the turret down. They never got it. The turret is still alive for the Ezreal lane. They had double control ward in this area, which should have meant that free turret. They might actually lose the Drake on the strong side of the map for SKT.
They set this one up. Faker going in against Linderong. Gets a bit of damage in, but he's a Mundo. So is the ultimate. He'll be all right. In the meantime, Mountain Drake is going to get started up. Already down below half HP. Blank getting ready to go in for the steal. Launches himself in. Goes a bit deep. Locked up in the Glacial Prison. The spike comes down and Songwon finds the mountain over for the side of Hanwha Life. That's going to be the second one for them. SKT now trying to find a pick. Linderong pops that ultimate. Talon going in deep. Looking for effort. Can't pop him. As Blank re-engages, but he doesn't have the passive, and he is just going to get lit up immediately. Now Tall way too far forward. True Shot Barrage comes in. That's a double kill over to Songyun. And Hanwha Life just keep pushing forward. There's nothing the Bank can do. The flash has already been burned. That's a triple kill now for the Ezreal. Faker and Effort, the only ones to make it out with their lives. And even then, barely so. They have to kite away as the push comes in onto this mid tower.
Big outplays in the team fight. That the execution from Hanwha Life so much more clean. Still no knock-up setup for Faker to go in. They get 3 kills, they get the mid lane turret and the mountain. That's a huge bevy of gold, and also a lot of Baron threat in a couple of minutes. Waiting to see any knock-up synergy to come through from the Zac. Zac was stunned, could have still smited, but wasn't able to pull that off. Goes the way of the enemy. The most decisive here is Lava going straight into the back line. Tal flashes in for the Demon Flare, but it's never going to be enough damage, and SKT can't fight front to back if they never get any value out of their Yasuo.
Yeah, he just gets burned down. Songyun putting several kills here on the board for the Ezreal. Going to be accelerating that build. Trinity Force is down. He's 4-0 now. Manamune's been there. So, rough tidings for the side of SK Telecom. 5-1. Now going to be down a bit over 4,000 gold.
Couple control wards already put down by Hanwha Life. I want to just take the Rift Herald. Feels like SKT probably won't want to walk up to them at this point. Bang an effort bot lane with no teleports between them. And yeah, the Rift Herald will be started by Hanwha Life.
Might need some assistance on this. Well, he's already got down to half. Supposed to be fine. Takes that one out.
He'll be fine. He still has a minute and a bit before it starts to despawn. Honestly, feels like the game's been going longer than 18 minutes because we had quite early, slow early phase. There is that Rift Herald. Probably going to be used in the mid lane. They can.
Do they look for a pick here onto Linderong? Well, Blank cancels the Elastic Slingshot, so I guess the answer is going to be no, just allowing for Bang to push up onto the tower, but no way in hell that he'll ever be able to take that one out in this position.
They're just going to try and trade up in tempo. They don't use it mid lane. They're walking up bot side. They may not even need it to break this inner turret.
I don't know. Save it for an inhibitor tower, really, at this rate. Go ahead and break the inner turret in mid, perhaps.
SKT don't actually re-invade their own blue side jungle and put down wards. What you do is you place it down at around 1950 and you run straight at Baron Achilles. You have double smite to secure it. You have to be careful here as Songyun and Lava can make pretty quick work of this Baron. So minions push in very deep around the top lane here for SKT. A lot of forward vision for Hanwha Life around the blue buff that we just mentioned.
Expecting this Muramana to come online soon.
It was actually a Manamoon rush, so it should be around 21 minutes, I guess. In fact, 20 minutes.
There it is. All right. It's right at the 20-minute mark. It's going to be Rift Herald down into the bottom side where only Tal is. So guaranteed tower. That's going to be the fourth one taken here for Hanwha.
Big standing gold lead now for Hanwha Life Esports. That's 4 turrets to 1. Just insane map pressure for SKT.
And they're still going to get a lot of damage onto the inner.
Yep. Not much Tal can do there. We already mentioned that the matchup, not a kind one for the Swain. That is the cost of playing around and getting banged the Varus. This game would have been so different if they could have got that first turret so long ago now. The Varus picked to beat the Ezreal in lane. The Braum there as another knock-up for the Yasuo. But together, they just haven't really been able to achieve anything. They never got that turret till far too late into the piece. Only tied the game down so far for SKT, and the cost has been so big around the Rift. They have very little tempo, very little position on the map. Now for Hanwha Life Esports, who, again, found themselves in a similar position in game number 1. It's all about putting down their control wards right now. Many in the inventory, but not actually placed around the map.
Also, there's very few ways of surviving against the burst that Lava's going to be pumping out. Has a Duskblade, a BF Sword on top of the Tiamat, and a pickaxe. So he is looking quite good. And Tull, well, he's looking to be in bad shape because here comes Lava. Linderong's on top. We'll go ahead and take away the kill and take him down to half HP, but that's it. Can't get the kill on the Talon.
Too easy. They already have topside control, so they're not worried about SKT starting a Baron. Just a free kill. Can piggyback and maybe take another inner turret to make it a 5-1 turret game if they so choose. Talon disengaging because he would love a blue buff. There is that Baron. One ward on it from SKT. Linderong walks up, take a bit of damage. Would rather keep up the minion wave than his own health bar, such as Mundo. There is that 5th turret of the game.
Yep. Take it down. Nice and simple here for Hanwha as they approach an 8,000 gold lead. Double Mountain Drake stacked up. Have a lot of damage for the Baron, and they also have an Infernal on the way in 35 seconds that they very easily can take.
We're seeing a new build here, Achilles. Storm Razor on the Talon. First time we're seeing that in the LCK. All about that extra burst. Can I definitely understand it. Whether it's hitting the Yasuo or the Varus, you're feeling pretty good.
I was wondering what he was going for.
Attack speed, not as important a stat on the Talon, but you'll take it. Electrocute. The armor penetration being provided by the lethality on the good old Duskblade of Drakthar, and now also the Storm Razor. Fun build.
So basically, he's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Faker now going to get caught here in the jungle. Wind wall coming down to help deny that true shot barrage damage. He'll keep himself alive for the moment.
It's an Infernal on the Rift that I believe the Mundo could just solo. Seems like SKT know that. They're picking out exactly what's happening bot side. Linderong, I believe, pathed over the Trinket Ward, but didn't clear it. And actually seeing Linderong
forward.
Disengage it because there's no smite there.
Yeah, they're going to try to deny this one away. Can he land the cleaver? The answer is going to be no. Faker does get the Infernal, but now Blank. Oh boy, he's going to get locked up, and he's going to have to say goodbye. It's popped immediately, and I don't think SKT, not going to be willing to commit a teleport to try to keep him alive.
Blank probably should have guessed there would be at least 3 members there. He thought he could ult over for safety, but now the smite is down, and that probably means the Baron is down, Achilles.
That's a lot of knockups gone. So, looks like SKT might have to try to... No, never mind.
It's double smite.
I thought maybe Bang was going to shoot a piercing arrow just to try to get a steal, but like you said, double smite.
It's also a 1-point Q for absolutely no damage on the Varus. Going for the on-hit build.
Seems legit. I think you can get it.
Yeah, well, I've seen Alistair's auto-attack Barons, so anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's just such a long map for SKT. They really have no avenue to get another turret unless Hanwha Life are getting multiple objectives on the other side of the map. The Baron is there. The Talon is pretty scary wherever he's going. Infinity Edge is now complete, but it's such a different game from when we were wondering about which item the Yasuo will be building as a second item. Couple of misplays around the map has really hesitated on execution from SKT and also just made this game in the fast lane for Hanwha. SKT just desperate for one knock-up engage to actually get a last breath off of any mention.
And even then, just keep your fingers crossed and hope that it's actually going to come up with some kills that you can use to try to convert this game into a win, because we're approaching 10,000 gold down. And 25 minutes in, Hanwha still have Baron for another 2 minutes, so it seems highly likely that they will be able to stretch far beyond 10,000 with this buff.
Start to walk up, and if they can bait out the Unbreakable and the Wind Wall, they'll have a lot of options. It's a nice interrupt.
Then, yeah, it's going to be the interrupt there. Arctic Assault coming through. Faker playing forward, Binding connecting in onto Effort. Nobody's behind the Wind Wall, but might have connected before. And Wind Wall went down. We all know the Binding lasts forever. So that's probably what happened. But let's see. He's going to try it again. Yep. Oh, well. Deja vu.
Someone knows exactly what he's doing. Good positioning from the Sejuani. Linderong takes down the inner turret, and here comes Lava.
Yep, it's all going low. Popping the ultimate here, trying to keep this inhibitor alive as well as he can, but he can't really get any assistance from his teammates here at the moment. Faker playing mid. Will rotate down. Go straight back over to mid.
Linderong doesn't really give too many mundos about Faker. He's going to solo down this inhibitor. Nothing the Swain can do. Swain has a team fighting build. No healing reduction. No problem for the Mundo.
Okay, let's try it from the left side. In vision. Nope. Okay, he cancels it. He's learning. Gonna have to try to do something though. Tries to jump in. There it is yet again. Just get the boop here onto the Zac. Slow him up. from Q, but otherwise it's just rinse and repeat for Hanwha Life. Super creeps are going to be coming up from the bottom side of the map. Blank goes back to the fountain. Faker just keeps rotating back and forth, top to mid, trying to help keep these towers alive. Now he's going to help Cal as he goes low. Never move connects onto Linderong, but he's still a Mundo. Blank jumps onto Lava, but not going to be able to get a kill. Now effort going forward. Q onto Songyun. He's got the arcane shift, keeps himself nice and alive.
Oh!
Last breath does connect. They're looking for the Ezreal. Tag back onto Faker, takes him down to half HP. He pushes forward, looking for the kill here. On a Songwon, manages to find it. As Bang gets that final blow, but flash over the wall from Linderong. Paul flashes back out. Keeps himself alive, but Hanwha Life's like, well, okay, I guess you just left us alone with this inhibitor in mid, so we'll just take that instead.
It's have the Baron buff, so they take it down really quickly as well. SKT finally get the cathartic moment. We got the knockup. We can use the last breath, but unfortunately,
it's a Sejuani, and
it's
nothing,
very late into the game.
There's nothing to kill on the map. Now that the smite's gone.
Well, there's some minions to kill. The super minion's going to start pushing in.
That's true. They can definitely outsmite for the minions.
Faker got to Presage, so there was a little win for the confidence, I guess, of the Yasuo. Frustrating game for Faker, frustrating game for SKT. The game 3 is all but assured.
It would seem that way.
The biggest Baron buff power play. 2,900 gold here was the Baron buff power play for Hanwha Life, but they did a lot of the heavy lifting previously.
Yeah.
You usually see a big Baron buff power play when there's a lot of turrets left on the map, but they'd already taken down so many that by the time they got the Baron, it was just dotting the I's and crossing the T's for Hanwha Life Esports.
Well, they get another opportunity at Infernal Drake coming up here in a minute. Could just go ahead, snatch that one up. SK Telecom, even if they got to Infernal Drake, seems like it would be highly unlikely for them to come back from this deficit. Nearly 12,000 gold down.
It's not impossible, but my issue is how they leverage a lot of value out of the Swain and the Zac when they're so far behind. Faker can stay in a fight and do so much damage, even to a Mundo. With the 50% armor penetration when you use the last breath, but they've already had their frustrations even getting the knockups off, so reliability of this Yasuo a lot lower than we maybe alluded to in Champ Select.
I mean, have to kill the Sejuani just so you can enable the Elastic Slingshot.
All right, Blank. He's in vision again.
Yep, jumping in, not going to get pooped this time, but instead she's going to get popped. Passive already going to get procced now. Everyone piling in. Last breath on to the Mundo. Faker will be able to get the kill. Should hold Hanwha Life for the moment, but Blank will also die. As Lava just keeps pressure applied here in the mid lane. Super creeps down bot. Faker's got to go ahead and try to pick these ones up.
It's the right move by Hanwha Life. They disengage the Swain, ultimately disengage the rest. They're happy to just tank up this final inhibitor turret.
Now going to be exposed. Super creeps still being cleared out. Another way pushing in down to the bottom side where that Nexus turret has already been chunked out. Faker looking for another setup. He just possibly get one. Lava just keeps being annoying. Tall has to try to sit there and deal with him.
Pretty good trade though for SKT. Drawing away the Talon with a Swain that doesn't have ultimate. Doesn't have much threat in team fights at all. Slowly, 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 they chip away at this inhibitor, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it now that Blank is respawned.
Linderong, though, has respawned himself, and that's going to be the TP in onto the minions. Songyun getting some free auto attacks in as the Mundo rejoins. For trying to play up, gets chunked down, now below half HP. It's all looking for a never move, but cannot have the connection there. Blank comes back in. Locked up immediately by the Glacial Prison. Windwall going to be blocking that binding, gets the kidnap off, but Songwon goes golden, and Linderong is just wreaking havoc in the back line, finds a double kill. Faker goes forward, manages to take care of one, but he's just got no HP remaining, and he is just in such a rough spot. Guardian Angel going to get popped. Third and final inhibitor going to be going down. Faker tries to stay alive, tries to get a kill onto Songyun, but he just can't manage it. 11-4 here as Hanwha Life look for the finish. Linderong leading the charge, taking down the first Nexus Tower.
Well, Linderong's a big boy. He's been working out at the gym, has Mr. Mundaverse. Waiting for Hanwha Life to close this one out.
4-2-4. Blank goes back in. Has to pop the stopwatch, but just going to be delaying the inevitable. Hanwha Life will be taking us to a third and final game, the 6-game night. Welcome back to me. Always go the distance here, Papa Smithy, but they closed it out. SK Telecom, one more chance to try to get the win. Their first match back from Rift Rivals, but Hanwha Life is certainly making them work for it.
Definitely, I think Hanwha Life really closed that second game out pretty cleanly. The Mundo ran them over. I think the Swain top into Mundo is going to join the Camille and the perhaps don't do it column. When it comes to Mundo answers, they had a traditional AD carry, but it was really about Hanwha Life extending the bot lane turret for a really long time while they took the top lane turret to really frustrate the Varus, who couldn't just rotate around the map, was stuck in this extended 2v2, and a lot of the action happened around the power of the Varus pick in lane. They downplayed that, they played up their own strengths, and by the end, it was looking a bit desperate from the side of SKT as the Zac initiations were honestly a little bit sad towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, the Sejuani just consistently blocking those elastic swing shots from coming through time and time again. There's nothing really that Blank could do. And when he got the passive back up, usually just lost it almost immediately afterward. It was just a very slow grind here from the side of Hanwha Life, but they got a lead. They did not surrender it this time around. They worked SKT into the ground, get that victory, and now force a game number 3. See Songyun coming out on top with the damage figures, as you might expect.
SKT pulled off a really good red side draft in game number 1, and they will return to the red side in game number 3.
True.
Drafting coach Bengi, we'll see if he's going to be able to once again surprise Hanwha Life with the draft on red side, because on blue side, definitely had some kinks to work out.
Yeah, a lot left, a lot to be desired there from the side of SK Telecom. Red side looking a bit more cohesive. We'll see if they can piece together another cohesive draft in game number 3 when we come back from the break. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in a few.